Welcome back, everybody. The Grand Tactician, Civil War, Grandpa Gaming. This is episode 2 of our viewer unit only Federal Summer 61 campaign using the a.o.m mod. So, last episode was nothing but recruitment, so we ended up getting absolutely nothing done. And I got a few more units here to add in this episode, so we're going to cut to that straight away. So first things first is one of our viewers did upgrade to a Whiskey Worshipper tier, Whiskey Rebel tier. So he's getting a division called the Gotcha Guard, which we had the Sign Rifles to. They're under command of John Buford for now. And another cavalry unit from Kansas. And there's not enough men in Kansas. Kansas is over here, so we go Nebraska, Iowa, Missouri, I think. Anybody from Nebraska? Not enough. Missouri. Oh, it's 13,000 available in Missouri, so we're going to raise the cavalry regiment out of Missouri. And this will be the Nugget Squad. And mixed cavalry weapons, we have Sharps. Still, we got plenty of Sharps carbines since I just deleted every unit at the start of the game. We have plenty of weapons available. John Olivebeck, where are you from? Pennsylvania, no. No. Let's see if we have ourselves a Missouri officer. Yeah, Peabody, Miller. Siegel's not a bad choice. So we have cavalry officers. All volunteers, no professionals. Alright, let's see. Who's the biggest name? Dallas doesn't look like a bad choice. Nobody's stats really scream at me right now. We'll give you Franz Siegel for now. He's a political officer, but he did well for himself during the war, so we'll give Siegel for now. And a battery of horse artillery, which there are enough people out of Kansas to raise that, since these do not take a lot of personnel. Right now it's only 40 men, which means it gets, I think, 2 guns. Oh, and I cannot even recruit them yet because I do not have the reform for it yet. So we're going to have to hold off on recruiting the horse battery for now. Sadly, so we're going to have to hold off on that. Probably could have just held off on the other cavalry unit then, but we'll go with it for now. Same color scheme. What was that again? I think that's sky blue and olive drab. Olive green, as they call it here. All right, so we gotta hang fire on the artillery unit for now until I get that reform knocked out. Take a look at projects here. It'll probably be a while before we get that. Cavalry Reform 2. and that's unlocked by a policy. I think I need to have Military 2 knocked out in order to do that, but we are working on Militia Act 3 right now to extend our contracts to 24 months and then 36 months. So possibly as soon as Militia Act 3 is done, we'll run over to Military Act 2 to get some of these reforms unlocked and then come back over to do Militia Act 4. That's probably how we're going to run that one. Make sure we get them in as soon as possible. Next up is for Project Lest We Forget. Another New York unit. This will be the Penny Brigade. Named after the newest member of his family. You want Reigns in charge. He was a created avatar from a previous campaign, so he should still be around. I didn't erase him. There he is. Come on over and take command. I knew I did not erase you. You're going to get Springfield rifles just like everybody else. We're only using production weapons for this campaign, so nothing's being imported. And do we have a color scheme? Brown and khaki. Just rust brown and butternut's probably the closest we're going to get. There we go. Next up for Philip Hughes, Cavalry Brigade. Out of Illinois or Indiana. I got plenty of troops in both, I believe. Oh, yeah. Go from Illinois for this one. This will be Lightning Brigade. Yes, sharps also. No color scheme. I actually kind of like the way this looks, so I'll hang on to that for now, unless you want that changed, but I'm kind of digging that. What colors are those? Well, this doesn't have them marked, but looks like olive on olive. Oh, maybe not. Olive on Tuscaloosa? Olive Field? Tuscaloosa on olive. That looks kind of cool. I'll leave that for now. And if you want that changed, we'll change it. And you wanted them under command. Why does it show me Army Commander? I don't like that. You want them under command of Wilder. Oh, wait, gotta go off the first name. I think it's John. Pretty sure he's in the game. What? Oh, he's from Indiana. Okay. Quick fix there. Quick fix there. Let's delete this real fast. And we'll raise it out of Indiana. Ah, why can I not type today? Oh, well, I just got back from work and I'm not properly lubricated yet. That's why. All right, where'd you go? There you are. Boys, some sharps. Next up, Austin Shanks, infantry unit out of Illinois. The Brass Bandits. Ooh, Summoner, you're not staying in charge of these boys. You did not specify an officer, so we'll just find ourselves in Illinois, man. Ooh, John MacArthur, there you go. Right off the bat. You got MacArthur Sr. in command. Let's change the colors, trying to get like a brass color going on. Right with the rust brown. Butternut again, or tannish gray. Butternut and tannish gray. I'm kind of liking that. Stick with that coloration for now. Let me know if you want that changed or a different officer. Next up, for a fellow YouTuber, A.Cup Plays. If you don't know A.Cup, he is a big zombie game player on YouTube and a friend of this channel. And we also do Freedom Fridays with him, live streaming Helldivers too. So if you don't know him, make sure you go check out his channel. I will link it in the description of this video. Cavalry, Indiana. This would be the Hoosier Horsemen. Red and black coloration. British red and British black. There we go. Sharps carbines. I want a BF Knight as a commander. I don't think he's in the game. Unless I was an avatar, but I can't add any more avatars. What if I just hit B? No, it's going to give everybody with the letter B in their damn names. Shit. This might take me a minute. All right, A-Cup, sorry about that, but I went through literally every officer in the game. I couldn't find anybody with anywhere near a similar name. So we did give you Malin D. Manson as the commander of the Hoosier Horsemen. He's from Indiana himself, and I don't know, with a name like that, I think he'd survived a zombie apocalypse. I don't know. All right, next up, actually, for another YouTuber, J76NY, another strategy war game YouTuber like myself, does a lot of the bigger campaign strategy games. I'll link his channel in the description below also. We like the Rochester Racehorses out of New York. white and light blue coloring. Okay. Wrong way. There we go. Oh, and they're from New York, so they got to get the really fancy parade uniform there. Oh, and the name of the commander you gave me, that's obviously an avatar commander, so I didn't get this request until after I started the campaign, so I can't add any avatars after. So let's see who we got available from New York. David Hunter's not a bad choice right off the bat there. Well, Sanford's a bit old, but David Hunter, veteran, professional, political. I think we'll go with him. David Hunter's always a good choice. If you'd like that changed, just let me know. But he seems like a very good choice for now. My notes straightened up over here. Next up for Philip Ellington, Cavalry Brigade. From a southern state, so I think the best we could do is Missouri for now. Did I make that a 3,000 man brigade? I got to double check there. Yeah, okay. I think I left some of these units a little small by mistake. Some sharps. These would be the Hawg Mollies. We have a color scheme for them. We do not. But, better green sky. Yeah, I think we'll stick with that color for now. So they're kind of a border state unit. Alabac, you're not staying in command of that. Got here. I don't think there's any cavalry officers in Missouri. So, this is going to be Everett Peabody for now. Actually, let's go by seniority. Change the list up a little bit. We'll go with Josiah Bissell, but he doesn't have a picture. So we'll go with John McNeil for now. We're going to go off the list on seniority on that one. So just let me know if you want that commander changed at all, the uniform colors changed at all. Next up for Sand Pebble, another infantry unit, this time out of Pennsylvania. It's our first Pennsylvania regiment, actually. Yeah, I got a ton of Pennsylvanians. British spread and... This will be the Delco Fencibles. You do not have a commander, but someone keeps popping up, I think, just basically out of seniority. So, Pennsylvania. We got here. Porter's not a big choice. Once again, let's go by seniority. James Negley's always a good choice. One Coop, Came, Ward McCall. Oh, shit, we got George Meade available, but he's definitely getting a division or a corps. So we'll give you Negley for now. change that later if we need, but yeah, George Mead's getting the core, so nobody even bothered trying to ask for him. Next up, Jabberwock. Okay, I think I screwed up here. I don't have a state written down. Let me go back into... Oh, you requested some comments. I think that's why. Oh, any state, any commander. Okay, I did not write that down on my notes. That makes it easier. So we got a ton of Ohioans, so I'm going to give you Ohio. This will be the Unctuously Civil Warriors. I wonder how that's going to look on the... that is definitely going to mess up my after-action reports. See that already. And since they're Ohio, it's definitely not going to be Sumner in command of them. Actually, not going to... You want them to be Zouaves. French Blue. Oh, God, that is so garish. I don't know about on, like, TV or computer, or wherever you're watching this, how this color looks, but it is, like... It's so, like, bright, it hurts your eyes to look at it. And Jaeger green. There's no Jaeger green. I think Hunter green's the closest. And just straight green's like the closest to Hunter green there is. So we'll go with that. It's kind of a dark green. All right, let's find you an Ohio man. There we go, Robert Shank. We got Sherman off the bat. Cook, Rosecrans. Rosecrans going to end up as my commander of the Engineer Corps. So I will build one of those with just like one placeholder unit, and it's like I run around building my telegraph lines and stuff. They'll give you Shank for now. Sherman's probably going to end up with a division. So the Unctuously Civil Warriors on the Shank out of Ohio. Next up for Civil War Dude. Another infantry brigade here. You have the Iron Brigade out of Wisconsin. Give them that hardy hat uniform, even though they didn't wear like the full dress, they just used the hardy hats. And I'm going to give them the W moniker next to their name as it's Iron Brigade West if they're from Wisconsin. There are two Iron Brigades during the Civil War. People seem to get that confused. And a little bit of a side note here, but when you talk about like the first day of Gettysburg, when they're talking about the Iron Brigade being on the field, they said they saw the Black Hats, and this comes from the book, The Killer Angels, is yes, they were facing an Iron Brigade, but when they hear that line, the damn Black Hats, they're talking about the 147th New York, which was part of the Eastern Iron Brigade. They were the only brigade in that unit, or the only regiment in that brigade that wore the Black Hats. The Iron Brigade was there the first day, but two different time periods. So they were firing an Iron Brigade, but they were firing the Eastern Iron Brigade, not the Western Iron Brigade. All right, next up. For B. Keaton's artillery unit. Yay, we need more. From Maine. Not a lot of Maine men available. Color scheme, so stick with the traditional color there. This will be the Bangor Bangers. And you just wanted some of the loudest artillery I could give you. I think I have 20 pounders. I do. I got just enough to issue you 20 pounders. I may give you the James rifles off because I only got 720s. Yeah, we'll give you the 20s for now. And Sheridan is not staying in command of this unit. No. He's going on to bigger, better things. I need him making the valley scream. We got here, Roberts. We got any... There we go. Yeah, £1,000,000. Highest ranking artillery officer is, so we'll give him Major Albion Howe for now. You like that change? Just let me know in the comments below, but don't even think about Sheridan. He's moving on to bigger, better things than an artillery battery. Next up for Doug Winslow, another artillery unit. This one out of New York. And this will be the first New York light artillery historical unit. Now, I think I remember in the past you stating, correct me if I'm wrong or not in the comments, I remember you recruiting this unit in the past campaigns and you had a relative who served in it. And I'm going to leave it the 6-pounders for now, because I don't think I have enough Napoleons. Oh, we got 10-pounder Parrots. Three-inch ordnance rifles. I want to save those for cavalry batteries. You give it the 10-pounders for now. Yeah, you're not keeping... Yeah, Sheridan, I got to replace that before I miss it. There's a lot of artillery officers available from New York, so... There we go. Henry Burton right off the bat. Oh, wait, you want George Winslow. Let's see if we can find old George here. George Cullen, George Willard, Harstuff. I don't think he's a New Yorker. Could be wrong. There we go. George Winslow. And the last unit for recruitment on this episode for Mick Knight, another artillery unit in Iowa. All the artillery units came in on top of each other, which makes it really handy. You don't get too lost looking for stuff. Iowa unit, artillery. This will be the Iowa Blacksmiths. And you want them covered in coal, so we're just going to give them a black-on-black uniform. But not going to have the fancy, it's going to be more like that uniform. Like to work in a forge or in a mine. I don't know why Sheridan keeps popping them. It's getting a little annoying. Iowa. Do we have any professional artillerymen? Probably not. Looks like all I think Iowa has a crap load of political officers. We got Tuttle, Edwards, and Heron. I'll give you Tuttle for now. I got feuds turned off, so I'm not worried about political commanders in my forces at all. All right, that was the last of the viewer units that I have requested so far. So, force is shaping up. Remember, this is all in TRADOC right now. These forces will be farmed out to where they are needed as necessary, except for the 2 divisions here, which are the 2nd level of members. We're with the grunts, and actually formed up over here in Buffalo, but I'm moving them down to New York City. I'm gonna go properly hang out at my favorite bars. So, it's going to be 30 plus days for a lot of these units to recruit, so hopefully the South doesn't run too ham on me in that time, because I got nothing to stop them with. All right, we do have 2 more units to add here. I'd actually almost missed them quite by accident. So, a couple more infantry units. Come on. So, as you can see, some of my units are just starting to arrive now, and actually perfect timing. So I need to get them kind of moving westwards as quickly as possible. But where did that go? So for Madza Adza, you wanted Arkansas or Arizona, but those states are never going to become available to us. Arizona's available, but 71 men, we can't do anything with that. So closest we can get you is Missouri. I think. Yep. Got plenty of men in Missouri. It's going to be the 6th R8R. Under John Monash, who I don't think is available. Once again, if it was an avatar and it didn't state it was an avatar, it did not get added. We're going to look for him real fast. Let's go through the little characters, because those are what we can add to the unit. If they're red, they can't get assigned to the unit because they are volunteers. They only command troops from their own states. Nope. All right. So, Missouri. Let's lock this down to Missouri and make it easier for us. We got here Morgan Smith, Benjamin Prentice, or Nathaniel Lyon. Okay, Lyon's going to become a division commander. That's a given. So we'll give you Prentice. Uniform, anything but pink. We'll stick with the standard federal uniform then. Okay. Let's give these boys some Springfield rifles. We got plenty of those. And they have a little bit of a background story. They are an enclave of Australian emu farmers that loves a good scrap, especially hand-to-hand. Melee and battles preferred. Perk and unit speed endurance is a minor perk. Well, we're going to give them the hand-to-hand perk if I remember to give it to them. Hopefully I do remember to give that to them. All right, next up. We have the Yorkshire Republican Abolitionists, another New York unit here. Got a green and black uniform. So I think we'll go with probably field green and black. Should contrast nicely on the map. I'm going to go with that. Might as well go with the sharpshooter uniform, I think. That would be best. So they're going to be called the YRA from short from now on, because that name is just going to cover up stuff on the battle screens. Let's give you a good New Yorker. And we don't want to get... We got here Sanford. Morel. Martindale. Hamilton's a good choice. Wait. I think I was supposed to assign him to somebody's unit. Ooh. I messed up somebody's commander. Skylar Hamilton's supposed to go to somebody's unit, and I can't remember whose. I'm going to have to go back through all the, I'm going to go back through everybody. Okay. We're not getting Skylar Hamilton. Morrill, Martindale. Wool's going to become a division commander. Ooh, Dan Butterfield. Give you Dan. Give you good old Dan. Can make up some bugle calls for you guys. There we go. Speaking of which, there's actually a monument, because apparently he wrote the tune for Taps. I'm getting a little off topic here, but apparently he wrote the tune for Taps while on the retreat down the peninsula. And there's actually a monument placed at the point he wrote the tune of Taps, and it's on a plantation. I can't remember the name of the plantation off the top of my head, but it does exist. And I found it quite by accident. I wasn't even looking for it. I was just visiting this plantation. I saw this monument off down by the river. And it was just east of crap. Figure which battlefield it was, but just east of one of the battlefields. And I just decided, I'm like, oh, there's a plantation here. It's open to the public. Let me go visit it. And I just happened to see the monument out there by the riverside. And it's actually where his unit was camped. And he supposedly wrote the tune Taps, which is probably one of the most famous bugle tunes out there at that location. Just a little side tangent there. I think those are only the 2 units that I missed. Okay. As you can see, we are starting to get some units in, and we also do have our first 2 unit stories to add. So we'll go cut into those. From the Journal, Colonel Ame Vargas, dated 19 July, 1861. Today is a fateful day in which I am to be entrusted with command of the freedom fighters. We're assigned to serve in the Army of the West, and I have a strong feeling that we shall be an army victorious before long. Altogether, my unit is comprised of about 124 women, 2,876 men, with a small detachment of men, roughly around 157, consisting of black soldiers. Of course, as my unit mainly comprised of fellow activists and like-minded political allies, men find themselves welcome among the overwhelming white army, with even some of the women find themselves easily taken to life, and the men that comprise the freedom fighters unit. As I stroll around the camp, meeting many of my subordinates, including my mess officer and quartermaster, it is a wonderful sight to see. Both men and women practice their marches through the camp. Some shots ring out from our marksmen perfecting their aim. Many of the hopeful recruits even ask when we will be marching on the Confederate Army to give them hell. I do have my worries in the back of my mind. Our armed force is not at the strength that it once was, and I fear that I may have to send these recruits on a march straight through hell. Whenever I'm stuck in this mental spell, I think back home to my husband Zarkev. My dear love lost his leg fighting in the war against Mexico. And in fact, I met him because I happened to be distributing an essay just outside the hospital he was being discharged from. When he slipped while using his new crutch, I came to his aid, offering help getting him up, and I decided to walk him to his house to make sure he got there safely. One thing led to another, and we find ourselves eloping our love within 2 years' time. I hope this war is a short one, so I may return to my love before long. A letter from Private Elbert Winton, 2nd Tennessee Company C, Nolichucky Legion, to Sarah Walker of Jonesboro, Tennessee, dated 21 July of 1861. Sarah, I pray this letter finds you in good health. It might relieve you to know that the last leg of the journey north has been conducted over rail, without the deprivations of our earlier march through the mountains. We've been shipped north to New York, and are currently under what Lieutenant Reeves called a TRADOC, a rather novel concept to ensure we volunteers have a basic grasp of the duties of soldiering. Our instructor in the art of infantry fighting is a rather unassuming man from Ohio by the name of Grant, who seems a solid sort. The 8th Kentucky, previously the only Southern regiment in the command, has been brigaded with us. Colonel Shackelford having seniority over our colonels, has received command. We've drawn our first set of uniforms. Not being able to draw upon the state, someone on high is seen to fix us with regular uniforms, with the boys of the 3 Tennessee regiments taking on the dark blue trousers as a mark of distinction. The Kentuckians so far have been reluctant to give up their state-issued uniforms. Our brothers are well-suited so far, or as well-suited as soldiers might be expected to be. By the grace of God above, we will see this war to its conclusion, strike the shackles from the bondsmen, and I might return to you. Your faithful and ever-loving fiancé, Elbert. Once again, as always, I do really appreciate everybody who does add to these campaigns. The letters, the diaries home, the diaries, newspaper articles, they all add a layer of complexity and storytelling to the campaign outside of me just ordering units around on the field. Sometimes I do feel the need to pipe up my own general's logs sometimes. As I said, first of our units are now starting to arrive, and I do need them out west. The rebels have been on the move, not as egregiously as I had feared they'd be. They have not moved past Alexandria. The Army of Shenandoah was out in Winchester, but it looks like they're now over here at Wheeling in West Virginia. And the Army of Kanawha has not really moved out of Charleston. Looks like Army of Northwest is in the valley itself. Army Eastern Tennessee shows them over here by London. I think they might be in the Gap. This is just an estimated location. And Department of Number 2, 650 men going up to 11,000. So the rebels are recruiting, is somewhere around Nashville. Western Department is currently somewhere in the area of Jackson Boulevard, Purdue, in West Tennessee. And the Missouri State Guard, which is at 6,000 men going to 65, is sitting around Rolla, with the Western Army 4,300 men somewhere southwest of them. And the Indian Army is hanging out around Muskogee. These are just ideas of where they are. And it looks like Department of Western Florida, 4,700 going to 65, is camping out just north of Fort Pickens. So they might be heading down to Fort Pickens to take that. And we also have the Army of the Peninsula at 2,500 men going up to 85, which will probably come in and try to take Fortress Monroe at some point. So as of last episode, all federal units have been removed. Along with the Navy, I have dry docked the entire Navy. It is no longer apparent on the field. And I'll be adding them in as necessary. I'm just trying to give the AI as much of a boost as I can at this point. Financially, we are doing very well. The AAA up here is like this very, very bright green color, which I am never used to seeing, but because we took all the forces out of the field, and it's just, finances are really good right now. We have a surplus of $184 million as of the August update on the finances. I have no money going into diplomacy. Everything's going military, industry, and politics. And actually, let's just knock economy down to none. Agriculture will keep around 3 mil. Actually, we do need some money in the economy. Make that 2 million. For now, we may change that. Now you can see here we had our big recruitment here, straight across the board. A little bit up tick here as the month turned over, or halfway through the month. And then a little dip here, and as we just recruited some more units. Policies. Okay, looks like Militia Act 3 has finished. That kind of snuck away from me, so I'm going to run right into Military 2 at 36.1 days. And I'm going to hold off on Project until the month turns over into September. I probably won't show it. Actually, we'll just do it now and see what we got. I probably will not do any financial reports until October, as things are just as things settle in, as the last of the units get recruited in. Yeah, we can get parrots. I need that to get my 20 pounders, and I'm not going to be able to do the cavalry reforms until we have military 2. So I need the cavalry reform 1 and cavalry reform 2, but I don't get those until I get military reform. All right. So looking at where the Confederate forces are, we are definitely forming an army in Illinois. That is first things first. recruit a new army. There we go. Illinois. And Pope, you are not going to be leading this damn thing. That is not happening. I am not giving Pope command of an army. I think we will give this... Got to go off seniority here, so I think this is going to go to Buell for now. We'll see how he does. And we'll start recruiting our first... Pope, get that hell out of here. And I think the first division will go to Sherman. All right, the first 3 units heading out. The 1st German Rifles. 6 Mass Volunteers. And the Freedom Fighters. And Delco Fencibles are available to go also. So let's create another division. We'll let this army form up with that one division for now. And I'll probably start forming another army over here in Ohio with the next 3 brigades that are ready to go to push into Western Virginia. I'm going to try and remain with a kind of a Virginia focus on this campaign. But we're going to see what we can do out here. Army to Mississippi. Yeah, they're mostly going to be operating along Mississippi, so I think that's a fine name for them for right now. We can always change it later. How long are those transfers going to take? 27 days on those transfers. Oof. Oof. There's 2 batteries artillery ready to go. Those are going to end up over there. I just don't want to transfer them. I can transfer them now. So Jeremy's Crazy X is heading out there along with the Bangor Bangers. And I would like either Buford's going to go there with the Gotcha Guard, or I'll send 2 brigades. Well, 2 of these brigades are going to go to my grunts and 2 brigades somewhere out west. I think Buford might end up in the middle territory, operating along the West Virginia-Kentucky line. Is what I'm thinking. And how are we looking over here? All right, the 20th New York has arrived. The stockbrokers have arrived. Sweeman Brigade is still 22 days out. 35th Infantry will be here in 2 days. 2 days for the Redan Sharpshooters and 2 days for the Reaper Rifles. Riley's Irish Brigade has arrived, and they are divisioned into the Irish Division under Cochrane, with the Irish Brigade under Marr, which is 36 days from arrival. We got a lot of New York troops being recruited, so it takes more and more time the more New York brigades you add. And the Whiskey Worshippers under McCall out of Pennsylvania. And we have the 1st Artillery Division under Erasmus Keys with the 44th Arty Light and the Whiskey Kegs out of Michigan. All right. I think that covers everything for now. Hopefully we'll get some action this episode, but we just got to wait for these units to arrive. All right, it's now September 4th, and the next set of viewer units are ready to move. And just in time, too, as rebel forces are on the move themselves. Pause this real fast here. So, Army of Shenandoah is still sitting at Wheeling, but it looks like they may have crossed the border to Pennsylvania. Army of Kanawha is operating in Ohio, and they are now taking Marietta. I'm surprised they have not moved on Kentucky yet. But they're definitely north of Kentucky at this point. It looks like the Department Number 2 is just outside of Louisville. Once again, this is an estimate, so if they're taking Louisville, they're closer to it than what this shows us. And Missouri forces are not moving yet, but thankfully our division here is forming. It's still another 16 days before those units arrive there for the 1st Division. But right now, we're going to form another force over here in Ohio. Actually, maybe I should do it in Michigan. I'm just worried about them ending up over here by Milwaukee, not over here. Because you can say I want it Let's form a corps in this state. You don't pick where that corps forms. Probably Michigan probably be the best option, but winter is fast approaching, so it may not be the best option. So let's throw them into Ohio. Pope, get the hell out of here. Who do we got? Commissary Banks, John Dix. Thankfully, he did not survive his surrender at Harper's Ferry, but let's give him a chance here. I do have to use up the major generals. I am going by seniority here. So, Dix, you're going to get command of this. Form a new division. Pope, once again, get the goddamn hell out of here. Yeah, Richardson's not a bad choice. Wallace, where are... There's Meade. We'll give Meade this command. Now let's start transferring in. So, Constitution Brigade. Delco Fencibles. And the Unctuously Civil Warriors. Say that 3 times fast. Are all going to the... Not first division. They are going to be the 2nd Infantry Division. All the named divisions are only going to be in my Grunts Corps. Everybody else is going to be a numbered division. So the 1st Infantry Division is with the Army of Mississippi. 2nd Infantry Division is over here, Army of Ohio. And I'm immediately going to throw Diller's Black Hussars and Rodin's Raiders over there with them, because I think they're going to need that support. The Gotcha Guard's going to go to the Grunts once they form up. They're still 20 days out. And then the 1st New York Light and Iowa Blacksmiths are going to end up with the Army of Ohio also, as I did send 2 batteries over to the Army of Mississippi already. Jeremy's Crazy X and the Bangor Bangers. I need more artillery. I think we're fine for cavalry, but we're definitely going to need more artillery. That's a given. Let's see how we're looking over here. All right, still waiting on the Sweemu Brigade, another 11 days. The 35th Infantry, Burdam Sharpshooters, and the Reaper Rifles have all arrived. Same with Riley's Irish Brigade and the Whiskey Worshippers. Irish Brigade is still 26 days out, along with the Whiskey Kegs being another, they'll be here in 1 more day. And then another 20 days for the Gotcha Guard to form, and then however long it takes them to ship it in. It looks like we will be getting some action. And they formed up in Toledo. Okay, that's not bad. They're a good distance away from these Confederate forces down here. What is the transfer time? 15 days to transfer. That's actually not too bad. I'm not forming these into a division yet. I'm going to wait for the other 2 infantry divisions to form up, then the artillery, and then I'll put the cavalry on the end. I like having my division set up a certain way, or my corps set up a certain way. It's easier for me to track in my own head. The reason why these are not divisioned up yet either. Alright, so not too bad. I should have centralized Tradoc more. I should have moved them out of New York. But New York was the safest place to put it. As you can see, with the rebel forces on the move, I do believe it was a good call to put them in New York. But I think I probably should have moved them over to Buffalo for faster transfers. I may do that later. And the Engineer Corps is formed. It's just 1 battery under Fremont, just a placeholder unit to make sure it doesn't disappear. And he's going to be behind all the fighting corps, so he's not going to get close to the front lines. He's only got the 1 battery. I think it covers everything for now. Hopefully they don't move against Washington. Surprised they haven't yet. But it might just be waiting for more troops too, but who knows. Alright, it's now September 12th, and we do have some more units ready to go out to the field armies from TRADOC. We are kicking these boys out of the training camps as soon as they basically have their uniforms on their backs and weapons in hand. So the next set of troops are heading out to the Army of Mississippi. Create ourselves a 3rd Infantry Division here. We might leave Pope in charge of this one. I don't know. We got to use up Cadwalader, Banks, and Pope before I can start really using everybody else. I just don't want these guys accidentally getting cores at some point. So Pope's going to have command of this division. So the Blackbeards, the 5th Siamese Rifles, and the Penny Brigade are heading to the 3rd Infantry Division. And 4th Infantry Division, I guess, will be under Banks. Is going to have the Brass Bandits, the Rochester Racehorses, and the Iron Brigade West. And one of the batteries is ready to go, so we'll start transferring them over now. Ooh, I'm out of everybody. Let's start recruiting some placeholder units here. I'm just going to recruit some understrength batteries as placeholder units. Why did you take me to Army, Ohio? And no. Let's go down to the lieutenants here and find a no-namer. And Michael Morgan it is. Put a placeholder on this one. Something I should have done already. And Smiley it is. You gotta be careful with this game when you're creating kind of throwaway units. They don't put somebody good in charge of them. Political officer, perfect for him. First New York is still 7 days away. 11 days for Gotcha Guard. 4 days for the Lightning Brigade. 11 days for the Hoosiers. 11 days for the Hawg Mollies. 26 on Nola Chucky. 29 for Blue Run Bourbon. 34 for 6-star AR. And 19 for the Yorkshires. So I'm definitely going to recruit some placeholder brigades to fill out these corps. But once again, as a reminder, if you were a viewer and you'd like to have, you don't need to be a member or anything like that, you'd like a brigade of my armies, whether a brigade of infantry, a cavalry brigade, or an artillery battery, please let me know in the comments below, but you only get one. You don't get to choose, hey, I want infantry, a cavalry, and an artillery. No, you get one. You got to choose one of the three. Just put it in the comments below, and I'll gladly add it in. I really do need these units to start forming. I am a little worried about Pittsburgh, though they have not moved on it yet. But Marietta's fallen. Army of Kanawha, I have no idea where they're going. And they have started making moves in Kentucky. Louisville's been taken, and it looks like he's tracking back southwest, so maybe he's heading for Cairo. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what the rebels are up to right now, but they are just kind of moving around. But we definitely got to get the border secured before I start doing anything crazy with my forces. All right, it's now October 1st, and we do have a few things to go over here. Some of our forces are actually getting ready to move. Not all yet, just my corps, the grunts, are ready to go so far. Everybody else is still waiting for units to arrive. But as you can see on the front lines here, the rebels are on the move. They still haven't moved against Pittsburgh yet, surprisingly. They have state of Marietta, but they're starting to take control of Kentucky, and the Army of Missouri's finally moved and taken control, or the Missouri State Guard, correction, has finally taken control of St. Louis. I have not seen the Indian Army move yet, surprisingly, nor the Western Army, but our intelligence on them is from July, so it's pretty damn old. All of our intelligence is pretty old, except for here, September 11th, still kind of old. July. This is from August, but I really don't think they've moved. Army of the Kanawha is moving, but not very much. Army of Northwest is still hanging out in the valley. And Army of Potomac is still just outside of Alexandria and have not pushed into Washington yet, surprisingly. And there are other forces moving around. I don't know where the Department of Western Florida is heading off to, but I thought they're going to take down Fort Pickering, and they decided not to. And they still haven't moved against Fortress Monroe, surprisingly. And they have formed an Army of Texas, okay? But it is time for the October monthlies. So, National Morale, we're at 74, they're at 95, so our morale's already dropping. National Support, we're at 84 to their 89. Army morale is about equal. Theirs is a little lower because they have forces north of the border. Men fielded, we have 56,402 men in the field. They have 164,002. So we got a lot of meat to chew through here. Navy tonnage, we do have 130,000 tons, but I have 0 of it in the water. The rebels have 36,000 in the water. Battles won so far is 9 to 12. This is all pre-campaign start, except for one naval engagement. When I was trying to bring my fleets back to port, we did get one naval engagement that they won because I was removing ships from the fleet during the fight, and caused us an auto loss on that one, but I'm not too worried about it. So right now we're sitting at 760 casualties, mostly through attrition factors. As troops form, you do start forming attrition, some disease. And the rebels are at 22,642. Financially, we are at a very good place because we don't have a lot of troops in the field. We are earning money. We have a surplus this month of 138 million. As you can see, we are just keep going up here. I have 2 little dips here because I did recruit 2 more brigades of my personal units to make sure that we had, because one division was going to be short by 2 brigades. I recruited 2 of my personal named brigades into the army to fill out that one division. And the rebels are spending money more than we are, but they're not spending crazy. We do have 28 million in the bank. This keeps going up, so hopefully we'll pay off this one bit of national debt that we have, and we'll be golden. Still waiting on some policies to come into effect. Military has gone up, so that's gone from 12.5 to 25 million this month. So military 2 is complete. We can actually jump straight over to the Emancipation Proclamation if we want, but that'll take 134 days. What we are going to do next is go to Militia Act 4 and extend contracts 36 months for any newly recruited units, so I don't have too much of an issue there. Projects. So this is one that was added by a.o.m. since I reinstalled a.o.m. since the last campaign. This is not available for the rebels, so I did not know it was here, but we have an Army Modernization Initiative, which is really interesting. Cost $9 million. We're subsidized to 1.8. I got 25 million a month going into it now. So we should have the money for this fairly quickly, hopefully in the next 2 to 3 months, because this is going to give us some interesting options here, which I've never had available before. Experiences in the war and observing the affairs of Europe strongly suggest that our current weapons are rapidly becoming outdated. We can call on different designers to purchase their modern experimental designs. The first design, the trapdoor Springfield, converted from the Springfield 1863, would allow for modern breech-loading rifles. The second design, the Sawyer rifle, would allow for a 3.67-inch rifle with cast steel production methods. So I definitely want to get this and see what this is about. We also need military 4 to get this. Ooh. Looks like we're shooting straight down the line to military 4 as fast as I can. Though we may not be able to get till chapter 4. Oh. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We might be able to shoot down the line to it. I'm not sure, though. It'd be nice, but we have very small forces in the field, so this conflict may just drag out long enough for us to do that. I definitely want to see what that is when we get it. But definitely, we're going to be upgrading to Sharps rifles as soon as possible. We'll get those in production. I only got 3,000 on hand right now. One unit does have them, the Berdan sharpshooters, and they are the only unit that has them. So once again, we're not going for any of the foreign weapons. We will not be importing anything at all. So we could take a level... Upcoming is level of weapons production. We're not going to take that yet, as I want to start getting some railroads built. Ooh, we can take a level of railroad construction. We'll take that. Because we have a very small force, I am going to rely heavily on the railroads. I'm going to build them as quickly as possible, and that takes a lot of subsidy funding. Come over to railroads, so there's 2 we can build off the bat. We have the Iowa, Davenport, and Ohio line, and in Minnesota and Chicago. We do not have the funding for either one of these. It's going to take a while to get that funding. It's going to take a lot of industry funding. $17 million for the first one, and $22 million for the second one. We could build them now, but it will cost us more to build it now without the funding. So saving up the funding, then building was probably the route to go, though it's going to take a while to get that funding in the bank. But we're not going to be spending much else on industry as it is. The only thing I have really spent money on so far is I upgraded the bank at New York to level 2, which was fairly cheap. And that's going to help us monetarily, as it does help. Like banks in this game, because people don't play it too often, banks are very, very, very powerful tool. But you do unlock them very late on the policy levels. You got to get to government funding 3 and then the Bank Act. But once you have this, I mean, you do start with a few banks, and if you upgrade those early, they do help with your government funding and your credit rating. They help a lot. They're a very, very valuable tool that are pretty much underutilized by everybody because they don't understand, because it's not well explained in the game. But they help lower the cost of interest payments on your debt, and they help build up all the industry around them by providing, it makes sure that there is tangible funds in the area of a lot of those industries. So like the one in New York's a very powerful one to have because there's a lot of industry right there. But moving on from that, got a little on the side tangent there. So the grunts are ready to go, minus the cavalry as they are still forming. And they're not 100% green, but that's fine because we're moving them via rail down to Alexandria. And we're going to engage the Army of Potomac. I want to push them out of Manassas and encamp at Manassas for the winter while the Engineer Corps builds another fort. I'm going to be relying very heavily on my Engineer Corps to do a lot of fortification construction this campaign. Something I never normally do, but we're going to need the speed bumps that they provide us. We're going to heavily need those speed bumps. So let's move by rail down to D.C. And how much longer on the units here? Oh, 3 cavalry brigades already. Oh, and the Gotcha Guard is ready, so let's get them transferred over to the grunts. 4 days, but Corps on the move, so it'll probably be longer than that. Army Mississippi, you're getting the Lightning Brigade and the Hoosier Horsemen. The YRA are ready to go, so I'm not going to move these boys out yet until there's 2 more brigades to go with them. Kyle's got the 2 brigades. Okay, so I need to figure out where the Hawg Mollies are going. I think the Army of Ohio is probably going to need them more. There's a lot of enemy forces in their AO. So Hawg Mollies are going to the Army of Ohio for now. Oh, and the 1st New York Light is ready to go, so they are heading there also as their 2nd battery. All right. I was starting to worry if wondering if we're gonna have an action this episode. It looks like I might be able to get one in. Hopefully, the first action of the war since we started it. All right, it's now October 3rd, and something I did not notice happening as I zoomed down on the map is the Army of the Potomac has moved into Washington, D.C., and they are just about to capture it. The grunts are racing down there via rail right now. Ooh, got our first perk already. Definitely Ambulance Corps. Definitely Ambulance Corps. Always got to go with Ambulance Corps, Flying Column, 2 of the big ones to grab. And we're definitely going to need Ambulance Corps. So the grunts are racing there right now, and we're not going to arrive in time. They're going to flip the city before we arrive, because it is already 1800, so we're going to stop moving for the day. Yep, and there goes DC is flipped, so we should see the newspaper. There we go. Washington falls, Union capital taken. The president flees. Northerners in shock, Confederates press on. Today's biggest news comes from the north. The capital city of the United States has been captured by Confederate armies. The city in rebel hands, political leadership of the United States has fled and will lead the nation from exile. Fall of Washington has been received with great enthusiasm in Confederate states, where the president called it an important milestone on the road to victory. Citizens of the Union are shocked. Their support for the war effort is greatly affected, and support for the political leadership is wavering. Many Northerners see the fall of the capital as an irreparable loss for Northern prestige. Many Union volunteers see the war's loss, and desertions from the ranks are on the rise. What remains to be seen is whether Confederate armies can take advantage of their great victory and push on to win the war. Oof. They take the city right as we started moving to secure it. So Engineer Corps is going to be stopping at Baltimore. I had them heading there initially. I was going to peel them off. It looks like Department of Richmond is now where I was going to send them over to Akai Landing and start building fortification here. But they're not going to be able to defend themselves from the Department of Richmond. Ooh, it's overnight and we're still moving. Ooh, my commander's got his blood up. Cavalry's not going to be here in time. They still have not arrived. And here we go. Armed Potomac under Beauregard. He's bringing 18,420 infantry, 3,756 cavalry, and 119 guns. We have 22,155 infantry, 0 cavalry, and 10 guns. Yeah. All right, let's go jump into this one. Welcome, my grunts, to the Battle of Washington, D.C. We're actually starting this battle after midnight. So it's now October 4th. I was showing a minor defeat, but we're 50-50. We have even on morale for the most part. Theirs would probably be a little low if it didn't hold the objective point. So we came in on the map on the east side by the Joy, Martin, and Millicent farms. My plan for right now is to bring my forces all the way down here along Rock Creek Church Road and down these farm tracks here and cross the river south of the rebel positions at this ford south of the Pierce house up on the hill here. And I want to move my forces into the woods here and attack in this direction. This way we could try and maneuver ourselves through the woods here, negating their artillery advantage and push into the rear area of the rebel forces. Now, due to their numbers, they may actually come out and attack us. I'm hoping we're given the opportunity to push through here as they set up defensively over here. I had thought about coming in over here from Argyle Mill, but I don't feel like fighting. I really don't want to fight across this creek here and up this hillside. So we're definitely going to try and coming down here. Either way, we have to attack through woods. And I'm not looking forward to that. And pushing our way across this ford here is just a no-go off the bat. So I think this is our best option down here. Or I could march all the way here and follow the road down Broad Branch, but my forces would be arriving piecemeal. And this is not good terrain here. This terrain, this is deceptively easy looking terrain. Anytime I fought on this map and had a fight in this area, that terrain just bogs you down. This is a bad corner of the map to fight on. So, gonna get my troops in motion, and I'll come back in once we have contact with the rebel forces. All right, it's now 6:30 in the morning, and I have maneuvered my corps to this southern ford here by the Pierce House, and the rebel right wing is actually anchored on it. But it is cavalry, flying cavalry. Looks like we have our first confirmed visual glitch for this campaign. The Confederate flying cavalry is over here. But that's not going to stop us. So, obviously, they should be able to see us. I don't know why they're not firing at us. I did send my batteries over here. Looks like we took some losses. Why are we not firing? Guess the wheat field's blocking our view here. Okay. So we're going to be leading this attack off with the Whiskey Viking Division with the Sweeney Brigade in the lead. Followed up by the Stockbrokers and then the 20th New York from that division. Following the division, what is their commanders? Will be the Reaper Division, and then the Irish should hopefully make the final assault onto the objective. We'll see how that works out. But this is going to be a single brigade attack at a time because we can't get more than one brigade across the fort at a time. Hopefully, we should quickly clear out these cavalry regiments. It's 400 and 500 men apiece, and choose batteries, 5 guns. That's probably going to be our biggest issue, is clearing that battery. As this is everybody's first battle, that thing's probably going to really mess with our morale. All right, let's see if we can't get you guys here to the edge of the wood and have some effect. We only have 10 guns. I want them firing because for some reason the 44th only formed with 4 guns instead of 6. But I think I might have recruited them. Yeah, I recruited them undersized. Boys are moving. Let's start moving the brokers up. Moving them one at a time so you do not march on top of each other and keep things flowing. And my forces did arrive here at about 4:30 in the morning. I decided to wait 2 hours to give the men some chance to reform their cohesion before going into combat. We still have the entirety of the day, but these men have already been going for almost 7 hours because this battle started at midnight, which is really odd for an early game battle. Turn off counterbarrel and just have you boys fire at will. I don't think we're going to choose batteries from where they are, and I don't see the rest of their batteries, which are probably back up here on the hill. They do have some in the area of 150 guns. I think that might be the difference here, because they're going to cause havoc on our morale. Some skirmishers, send them up forward to the brigade, and then we'll collapse them in as the brigade gets closer. Start pegging that battery, please.
Sergeant. Sergeant, any word from the commander? Sergeant, any word from the command? Sergeant? Sergeant? Check your weapons. Keep them clean. Sergeant?
Actually, I probably should have let this with Berdan and their sharpshooters, as they're the only brigade with Sharps rifles right now.
Keep the cage, damn you! One! Save your water for when the shooting starts. Sergeant, any word from the commander?
I kind of wish the cavalry had made it to our force in time. I still think they're a day or two away. Down to Earth? Doesn't look like it. It's floating above the map here. Everything else looks like it's on the ground except the cavalry. And we are hitting them, so that's a plus. They just did a massive amount of damage to those skirmishers. I'm a little worried. It's too late to start swinging a brigade wide. If I march them along this road here to get to that ford, I don't think it's going to be very good for us. Oh, you boys coming across the ford at us. That'd be helpful. Or are they floating above the ford? They're floating above the ford. Grand Tactician. You never cease to amaze sometimes. If they start shifting troops this way, I may shift one of my divisions to the right. You're firing, that's all that matters. You're idle. No, you're firing. I don't know why it says you're idle. Right on the edge of the map, so I can't really get the camera right where I want it. And push up a little bit, boys.
Anytime now, men. Anytime now.
If I used a one brigade to clear out all these brigades, I'll be a happy man.
Playtime now, men. Quiet in the ranks.
Daywood, why are you all the way back here when your 3 brigades are up here? Don't make me relieve you. Breaking nice and easy, but this is everybody's first battle, including the rebels. Doesn't look like they're shifting any more of their forces this way. That's just going to make it easier for us. Pushing the battery forward now, too. Really. Alright, Trump, push men forward. Let's go, stockbrokers. Hanover Light Dragoons have still not pushed in on us, but there might be a separate regiment from the rest of that division. Let's take a look. Oh, everybody's separate. I can't even get a full army list here because everybody's separate. Okay. So there's so many units here that I actually can't see everybody on the rebel lists. So they're all separate brigades. That's interesting. They have not yet put themselves into formal divisions. Let's go, stockbrokers. Because they all rushed over here. This is going to make our attack easier than I had anticipated. Casualties are about even right now, but we've dropped them around down to 35 already. Battery's not using a lot of casualties, though, and they're taking the brunt of fire. There it goes. Generally, when I'm attacking one position like this, my entire force, the AI will try to make a flank attack. That does not appear to be happening. All right, 20th, get ready to push across. Could have sworn I told you to rally your men. Go keep them rallied. That division's up here, and he's all the way back here. It makes no sense. I'm already disliking him. I'm doing no damage to this unit. Oh, don't tell me that splits into a spot where we can't touch him. Yeah, we're doing 0 casualties to them. Now we can't even see that brigade that's firing at us. Stockbrokers, get in there. Totally glitched out on us. That's going to be a lot of issues. And the stockbrokers just broke.
Sergeant, any word from the commander? Sergeant, make sure the caissons are full.
I think that brigade might be completely glitched out. All right, Irish, we're going to send you over to the other ford. Can't push through the 20th. This unit's glitching. We have to try the other ford. Now they're starting to take casualties, but oh. Yeah, we're not like doing any damage to them. That is annoying. Looks like they took 5 casualties from the hand-to-hand. That's it. We're already stacking casualties on our side trying to get to them. Get them, boys. Hand-to-hand might clear them out. Sweet moves. Stand up. Engage the handovers. Fucking break already. Daywood, where the fuck are you? Stay with your men. You know, when I saw these guys up here in the air floating, I should have known better than to attack here. A few more hand-to-hand casualties, but we're eating the majority of them right now. Did that drag them down to the ground? Don't fire into our own men, please. Oh. But doing damage to them now. Yeah, that drug him down to the ground. We got him now. Are they trying to charge us? Come on, boys. Fire your damn weapons. What's going on here? Lay down. They trying to go for the battery? Okay, they just broke. Oh, now you come up when I don't need up there anymore. Got to kill me. All right, 35th, push forward. Got to clear the handovers out. Boys doing? Okay. Like I'll need to counter march the Irish back here. Unless we get enough of these units to turn and they can push across and hit a flank of a turned unit. Which is probably what's going to happen. Not a very exciting battle so far. Maybe we'll be able to pull this off. Still showing a minor defeat because they have a lot more troops than we. Not a lot more troops than we do. Our morale's higher, so I don't know what's showing us with the minor defeat still. Need to clear them off so we can cross.
Make sure your weapon is clean, Sergeant. Make sure your weapon
good job, Sweeping Brigade. At least you boys didn't break. And 20th didn't go too far. The stockbrokers are totally broken, which means Trump is probably going to be defamed. Let's not get too close. Let's minimize our casualties and keep them at range. It's early in the war, so they do not have good weapons yet. Okay, the floating seems to be a thing with this section of the map, because this brigade's floating now. So this is a bad section of the map. I never usually fight over here.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Slide in the ranks. Aim low, boys. Yes, Sergeant.
And they just broke. Okay. That makes things a lot easier.
Keep moving. Quiet in the ranks. Wait.
New set of orders.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
Angel falling right behind him. Alright, it'll be a few minutes before this attack continues, so... Oh, actually, are the Irish in position? Nope, it's still on the way.
Save your water for when the shooting. Save your water for when the.
Like I said, like I was starting to say, it'd be a few minutes before this attack kicks off again, so I'll be back. Alright, it's now 10:18. The rebels have still not turned to faces. I did lay the division down to get its cohesion and the rest back up, and now it's time for us to push forward again. Sadly, I'm thinking this battle is a bit glitched out. And I did discover the location of the rest of the rebel artillery. It is lined up here along the hill at Pierce's Mill. So I'm not going to be sending the Irish across until we can start turning those guns to face this direction. I may actually end up... They're not too far from that fort. I may send them that way. Yeah, I think we leave Mars Brigade here. Maybe send McCall and Shank around Argyle Mill. But I don't want to get too separated because that takes orders forever to get around then.
Move! I'll cover! Keep moving! Don't stop till we go, boys! Lay down, boys!
This floating is really getting annoying, but I think it's a problem with this section of the map.
Never mind! Wounded! Keep firing! Can't see yet.
No, it's over here too. Alright, this battle's just glitched then.
Keep moving! Don't stop to reload! Don't aim, just shoot and move! Move! I'll cover! Forward steady!
They're right here laying down in an open field and we can't see them. Are you kidding me?
I'll cover!
Alright, not taking too much to break them, it looks like. Same with the Reapers, almost similar amount of casualties, and that dude's so hot. And I'm hanging out back there with those broken units. Get up here. The bands take over. And they broke at the same time. Okay. Probably a similar amount of casualties. Nope. Definitely not what I want to see. Things are not going as I expected. Let's bring these batteries over here.
Yes, Sergeant.
I think it might be a bad spot for me. At least I'll get them on the fence. You boys already used up a bunch of your ammo. Let's bring you across. And 20th is reformed, so we'll bring you over also. Stockbrokers, I don't think we're going to get them back this fight. And we might soon. Maybe next hour or two they'll stabilize. My intent is still to turn these boys, but they're not turning to face us. This is just odd. Boys should be firing by now. Or is it because you guys are tied up? Alright, they are reforming. Let's bring them up closer to their commander. Irish Brigade. Let's see if we can add to the mayhem. Look at all those batteries up on that hillside. That's a lot of guns. I think we got 150. Worshippers, come get these skirmishers. And Riley, get ready to push across. Oh crap, boys. Oh, that's a good spot for you right there. Yeah, the artillery fire should break them sooner. Boys, halt.
Right shoulder.
35th's doing a lot of marching, not a lot of fighting.
Right shoulder. Shift.
31, down to 31 shots per man. These sharps go through their ammunition so quickly. There they go. Damage these skirmishers, kind of like going up against that cavalry unit at the other ford. Sweet moves. You should have been in position for the 20th. What the hell's going on? You're not doing any damage to these skirmishers. Yep, maybe we are. Boys, stop moving. Stop advancing. Dans do their job. Go, boys. Catch them in that crossfire. Here's the Tigers. And this looks like the Legion. Yep, Holcomb's Legion. I'd rather push it across. Cohesion going. Was it still not fully up? Alright, Sweemoose probably have to have you replace the Burdans because they're running low on ammo. Looks like all the artillery fire is getting to these boys. Oh, you got us outranged. That's why. Fall back. Almost on the flank of the Tigers. They're in cover. We just got to get them out of it. You realize we're on a flank now. Okay, you should not have the same range as the Sharp's rifle. Riley, where are you? Let's go, boys. Here's your fourth.
Save your water for when the shooting starts. Check your weapon. Keep calm, boys. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Keep the cage. Keep the cage. Save your water for when the shooting starts. Keep the cage, damn you. One. Keep the cage, damn you. Keep the cage, damn you. One.
Problem is with the Armored Potomac, looks like it has more artillery than anything else, and that is a detriment. These boys getting cover from. Problem is, all those guns can break my morale. I need you boys to keep pushing forward until everybody else catches up. They got those damn Mississippis. Let's finally cross the damn river. Irish Brigade, get ready to support. Brigade's already up to 1 star. Nice. Mixed cavalry weapons, they got advancing the range. That helps us out nicely. They're withdrawing the infantry, pushing their cavalry in. I sent you boys over the woods there. I think I might be able to break them without having to hit that artillery up on the hill. Might. Doesn't mean we will. Casualties are definitely down for both sides. Let's go, boys. Need you up here now, not yesterday. Tomorrow. Let's see these boys off. Flank. Can't wait for these guys. Yep, there goes Riley. No fault of his own. I just couldn't get support up to him fast enough. Problem is, the Berdans are almost already out of ammo. They're running low. Stop playing the martial music and get your asses up here. Come on. Irish Brigade hadn't even finished marching to position. Oh, they're turning the face, so Irish Brigade get across. guys are exhausted, so they can't even keep up with the march. I'm at 35th, just halt. Stockbrokers marched through the Sweemoos, which disrupted both units. Now they're both dragging ass. This brigade's lying down right here, and we still can't see. Probably hidden behind the house.
Save your water for when the shooting starts.
I want to bring my batteries forward because they'll get ripped apart by all of these. Oh, actually, I can't see that brigade, and they can hit us pretty good. There they are. Irish Brigade, what the hell are you doing? Oh, don't tell me the unit's glitched. God damn it. They can see and shoot at us, but we can't see and fire back, even though they're right there. Hate that crap. Let's go, Trump. Let's get your men up here. Same with you, Swimu. Remuses. The dance just broke. 35th, fall back. Irish Brigade, get across that damn ford. Here we go, clear them out. Push up on them, boys. Don't let them range you. Spurs, get across, damn it. Come on, they're right there. I can see them, damn it. This fight's gotten really annoying. It's not because I'm being outmaneuvered, because it's just glitchy. Let's go, stockbrokers. Let's go. 20th, catch the hell up. Damn it. Now we're going to lose this one because my units keep breaking. And there it goes. Just this little brigade right here just broke everybody, because even though we're right on top of them up to this road, we still could not see them. What a glitchy damn fight. Ugh. Yeah, at least we got the first battle jitters out of the way, and some of these units did do well. Casualties are almost even on for both sides. We lost 1,705 or 22,149 infantry. We didn't lose any guns, but we did lose some of the men, so we took 1,712 casualties of our 22,289 men. Took down 1,300 of their 18,000 infantry, 500 of their 3,800 cavalry. We got 15 of their 150 guns. But they'll get those back because they hold the field. Taking down 1,900 of their 24,000 men. Ugh. Kind of feel like I probably should have gone back and reloaded the when I saw those floating units, I probably should have gone back and reloaded from the start of the battle. But we'll take the results. All right, combat reports. Gotcha Guard was not here at the fight. Reaper Division, 35th Infantry did 147 to infantry, 186 to cavalry for a total of 339. Reaper Rifles did 112 to infantry, 3 to cavalry for a total of 115. Berdan's Sharpshooters did 450 to infantry, 20 to cavalry, 73 to artillery for a total of 547. Division total of 1,001. Losses, 35th Infantry, 22 dead, 96 wounded, 21 missing, total 139, average strength of 1,846, 7% casualties. Reaper Rifles, 26 dead, 111 wounded, 24 missing, total 161, average strength 1,852, 8% casualties. Berdan Sharpshooters, 9 dead, 79 wounded, 12 missing, total 100, aggregate of 1,894, 5% casualties, 6% for the division. Whiskey Vikings. Swimu Brigade did 87 infantry, 214 to cavalry, captured 14, 18 artillery for total 335. Stockbrokers did 134 to infantry, 10 to cavalry for total 146. So they got plussed up by 2. Probably caught some command staff there. 20th New York did 10 to cavalry. The 20th New York is the brigade I sent in against that glitched unit at the ford. And even though they were kind of around for most of the fight, they never really got into the fight. Division total 491. Losses, Swimu Brigade, 53 dead, 254 wounded, 34 missing, total 341. Average strength 1,631, 17% casualties. Stockbrokers, 43 dead, 198 wounded, 39 missing, total 280. Average strength 2,575, 10% casualties. 20th New York, 20 dead, 98 wounded, 21 missing, total 139. Average strength 2,713, 5% casualties, 9% for the division. I did recruit some of these brigades, 1,000 men under strength. Irish Division. Irish Brigade did 141 to infantry, 20 artillery for total 165. Riley's Irish did 163 to infantry, plus up to 164, caught a command staff there. Whiskey Worshippers did 34 to infantry, division total 363. Losses. Irish Brigade, 45 dead, 160 wounded, 29 missing, total 234, average strength 2,564, 8% casualties. Riley's Irish, 32 dead, 119 wounded, 14 missing, total 165, aggregate 2,673, 6% casualties. Whiskey Worshippers, 22 dead, 104 wounded, 20 missing, total 146, aggregate strength 2,696, 5% casualties, 6% for losses for the division. 1st ARTY Division. 44th Artillery did 8 to cavalry, and Whiskey Kegs did 1 to infantry and 21 to cavalry, plus 25 quarter command staff there. Division total 33. Losses, 44th, 4 wounded, 1 missing, total of 5. Whiskey Kegs, 2 wounded, 0 missing, total of 2. But 7 men's 5% of their force, 5% of the division. But it's only 2 batteries, so. All right, commanders. We didn't lose anybody wounded. Let's see if we got any of theirs. Yeah, wounded Lee's son. Wounded Colonel Evans, Colonel Hampton. There might be more, but we can't see all of their units. There's the Demi Brigade. There's some detachments. There's more units down at the bottom. We just can't see everybody. We know we at least got 3 of them. I'll get closed out of here and I'll see you at the newspaper screen. Defeat at Washington, D.C. The grunts in retreat. Colonel Trump loses face, but his was the first brigade that breaks. I kind of saw that coming. And Colonel Koch from the Rebels lost face. And we did kill one of them. So like I said, there was a bunch of units we couldn't see on that list. Colonel Gary was killed in action. Battle Washington, D.C.'s end with Grandpa's grunts retreating from the battlefield. The enemies reportedly suffered total casualties of 1,875 men. There were 257 killed and 70 captured. Our casualties totaled 1,712 men, with 272 killed, 215 missing, and the rest are wounded. I am not used to losing. But like I said, when I saw those floating units, I probably really should have retreated out of that fight. Disaster for the Union. Confederates stand firm. Federal volunteers skedaddle. Lincoln calls emergency meeting. Rebels on the move. Confederate armies invade the North. Northern citizens full of fear. Well, They are taking northern cities now. So they now hold D.C. Surprised they have not moved against Pittsburgh yet. Marietta is theirs with Army of Kanawha somewhere in this vicinity. Surprised they have not moved on Covington yet, but they have taken Louisville. I'm really surprised they haven't moved on Covington yet. They take Covington, Kentucky will flip. How are we looking over here? Because I want to engage the Missouri State Guard before the winter. 5 days for the rest of, for more of your infantry, 24 on the cavalry. Ohio, 12 days on cavalry, 12 days on the battery. Wait for the last of these brigades. When's the next 3 ready to go? Yorkshires are ready to go. Nolichucky will be available in 5 days, and Blue Run Bourbon will be available in 5 days. So they'll be going out to the Western Army. And the other 3, the 6th RAR, Whiskey Rebels, and the Harem Guards, will be coming over here to the Army of the Ohio. How far are we retreating? It doesn't look like we're going too far. We're still in the orange, so we can turn around and go hit them again. Looks like we're just retreating to the supply depot. We'll leave the engineer corps here for now. Actually, what I'm going to do is start having them build fortifications just south of Baltimore. Once our readiness is back into the yellow, we're going straight back into it. It's a good thing I purchased Ambulance Corps right before. We are carrying 3,000 disabled men. But, I think that'll be it for this episode. So this episode's gone on quite a while with all the recruitments, units moving around. It's taken me... I know this video is probably going to go out a day late just because it took, with the setup for this campaign, it just took longer than usual to shoot this video because I had to wait and wait and wait and wait for things to come together. Unfortunately, not like an 18 plan. But once again, if you're a new viewer, returning viewer, not yet subscribed, please think about hitting that subscribe button. If you do, remember that bell icon so the next video comes out. Follow along in the series and enjoying it. Don't forget to bayonet that like button and butt stroke that comment section. Also, if you would like a brigade in one of my armies, and as you can see, I kind of desperately need the troops right now, you are free to request a brigade of your type, whether it's infantry, cavalry, or artillery, and place it in the comments below, and I will happily add your unit into the campaign. I'll see you all at the next episode. Stay grumpy.